Hi guys, welcome back for another Mad Max Monday. Now, this is going to start off as an unboxing video and then we'll get into the Mad Max. I have no idea what's in this box. I've pre-opened it, but reference there, Mad Max, and it's got some weight to it, so my guess is that there's some potential cars in here for a Mad Max, and as I'm building a Mad Max car next, why not take it from this box? Come out of Dunmo, which is just down the road from me actually, so let's see what we have to play with. Right, how do we get in here? Right, I can already see some wheels, so we're definitely doing something. Here we are. Wow. Okay, let me just... Now there is a note in the bottom. Let me just quickly check there's no address here. Please turn over. Right, no address. Okay. Let me just get comfortable. So I'm going to read it. Hi Rob, please find enclosed a small selection from a large job lot I bought from Facebook. I thought they would all be ideal candidates for your Mad Max series. I imagine some sort of flail or bull mace instead of the hook on the breakdown truck, for example. I have no idea what a flail or bull mace is, but I'm sure I can Google it. Please accept these as a way of thanks for creating your video content for our viewing pleasure. Please turn over. All the best, kind regards, Rob. He has a great name. In Dunmo, Essex. Dunmo is probably maybe a 15 minute drive from me, so from one Rob to another. Thank you, kind sir. So let's have a look, see what we got. So this is a Matchbox from 1986 Ford cargo skip truck. So it's missing the skip, but that very Ford front end, very cool. Matchbox, a Peterbilt from 1981. My guess, just due to this kind of, is that a concave? This probably was a what you call it? You know, like a cement mixer or something like that. But now that's missing. Little fella in there, look. You see his little face. That's a cool little detail. 1998 Chevrolet Silverado. Very cool. Bit of a damage to the front there, but I wonder whether one day you'll see, you know, us restorers restoring. Oh, there you go, it's fixed now. Something like this. But for the meantime, my children will have a go on that one. This is a Plymouth Prowler concept vehicle. Did this ever go into production? I'm sure it did. I remember being a kid and seeing this car and thinking, how cool was this? But 1995, yeah, so I would have been just starting like senior school or high school, probably 11, 12 years old, seeing something like this, you know, as a 11, 12-year-old boy and thinking, that is awesome. Oh wow, I do not have one of these. This is a Lincoln Town Car from 1989, so it's got this, is that like satellite TV thing? That is a nice luxury car. Missing a little piece there. That deserves a restore. Quite like the look of that one. So another Peterbilt. Is it Peterbilt or Peterbilt? I'm not too sure of the pronunciation on that one. But a very cool truck nonetheless. Alright, this is very nice. This is from 1987, a GMC Wrecker. So this is where other Rob says a flower or ball mace. I'm going to guess that it's like a, I don't know, a ball with spikes on it or something, you know, like flinging it around. So that would be quite interesting. And look at this one. A Matchbox 4x4 Chevy van. Nice 4x4. Do quite like that Chevy van. I picked up a couple of other Chevy vans, like standard height ones recently, and from not having any Chevy vans at all to now probably having, well, I guess 4 or 5, I think. Right, so now is the decision time. Which one do we turn into Mad Max? And I think because Rob, or other Rob, has mentioned to use this one, the breakdown truck for example, I think I'm going to give a go on that. And I'm going to do as he suggests, kind of create something with, well, I'll have to Google that first, but my guess is like a ball with spikes on it. Right, let's get into the video. Oh, and obviously, thanks Rob for sending these, mate. Very much appreciated. And fingers crossed you like what I do to this bad boy. Right, so we are now having a little look on the turny table of this GMC Wrecker. I think my favourite part about this car has to be the front bumper there. It's huge, and it kind of gives me a good inspiration to, you know, bash stuff out of the way. But anyway, we'll take off the rivets, drill down the centre of the posts, remove the flange and tap those holes. Remembering your lubrication, you do not want to snap your piece in that hole, and using a very handy vise. So this is the little car that we're going to be taking apart and putting back together and smashing it up and wrecking this Wrecker. But it reads underneath Matchbox 1987 GMC Wrecker, made in Thailand. Plastic base car. I haven't done too many plastic base cars, to be honest. You know, this is quite a, I'd say, a new one. Bear in mind, it is 32 years old. It's no spring chicken, but you know, compared to some of the 50s or 60s or 70s stuffs that you see us as restorers or customizers normally do, but you know, to do a bit more of a modern one is refreshing. More so when the wheels just pop off like that. You know, there's no kind of further drilling or risk of breaking or anything. They just come straight out. So very nice, very easy. But yeah, like I say, I love that little front end there. That kind of big old bash bar or bull bar, and I thought it lend quite well to you know, post-apocalyptic kind of Mad Max world, you know. But interesting how this works. Simply curved bit of plastic, and that's literally what it does. You know, if only I had it in focus or screen, there we are. So yeah, and I actually did play with this for a little bit, kind of picking up cars and driving them around, and it actually works really well. We get that piece out of the way. I'll have to drill out that little plastic bit there on the back, get that off, and it also kind of holds in the windscreen piece there. But it was at this kind of, I guess, time which I realised that perhaps I need to keep the glass in here, mainly because this whole plastic section was then holding the wheels into place. So if I remove the window, you know, I'd have to figure out a way. So what I am going to do, or what I have done, like I say, because I need this bit down at the bottom here, is I'm going to keep it. But obviously this bright orangey red thing, I'm going to have to kind of paint black. But so this is with everything removed, and I've now, you know, scored it up with my fake Dremel. Just put some gouges and scratches into the paint there. I don't like to strip the paint. I like to keep the originality of the car and of the casting, and, you know, add to it rather than take it down. But here's the mosquito netting that I use. Normally I would super glue this inside, having removed the windscreen, but because I need this windscreen, I'm going to glue it to the outside and almost like, I guess, try to replicate that this was welded to the outside of the windscreen and the door, like so. And I don't know, it kind of almost looks a bit more purposeful, a bit more realistic compared to how I do it usually on the inside. So I don't know, maybe I'll keep to this method going forward. But I'm just going to cover this in the old known oil here. It normally gives me a good kind of direction, or a good indication of where this is going. And like I say, I like this front end, and I was going to cut out some kind of triangles from this styrene so that make it like a bit of a ramp, you know, as you see here. And then painted in the headlights and the GMC sign, just so that when I then add the known oil, it kind of looks a bit more realistic. So I'm going to cover this whole base with the known oil again. And that's the rear section there, which was bright orange. I put some, like a satin or a matte black over that, which I think made it look a bit more realistic, to be honest. Now, I haven't used this chain yet, and I really wanted to use it on this casting. And of course I've got my Citadel skulls there, which I'll add one to the front. And of course all the Kyamsil Designs stuff here. Still remember, I'll put the links down in the description. Matchbox Garage for your 10% discount. And I just wanted to use a couple of bits that I haven't used before. And you see me pick up just a couple of barrels there. So put the nice kind of gun on the top there. And then usually I put like what is it, a supercharger, but I just felt this, I wanted to be a bit more subtle with the kind of engine coming through here. You can see like a blower coming through the hood there. And then just that front end now with the Citadel stuffs, the known oil, and also it looks like it's kind of mowed down a few zombies already, showing a bit of blood there. But still got to pull out a skull and get that on the front. And I want to put a bit of paint onto these barrels. But this is the, now I did Google what Rob was suggesting, and it seemed like, you know, it was a ball with spikes. So literally I just wrapped that chain around the original hook and added a bit of super glue, and basically just I had a couple of toothpicks or cocktail sticks, and kind of, I guess, cut them at an angle so they look like wooden stakes hitting out, and it looks like they've already claimed a couple of zombies themselves as well. But what I'm going to do now is put everything together, add the weathering powders for the final reveal. So as a little reminder of what she looked like and the result. So you see I've got the skull down at the front there. There's some weathering powders, the extra chain there holding on the barrels. I guess they would probably contain a nice bit of extra fuel as you're driving along the desertous roads. But I think this is pretty purposeful, this one. So anyway, I'd like to thank my Patreons. Of course, I want to thank Rob again. And thank you guys for watching. Hopefully, you'll stick around for the next one.